Hey Ryan, how you doing? Taking Daisy for a walk out here. Hey Stella, how you doing? Yeah, it's a nice golf course, yeah. What's the temperature you have down there, Stella, in Florida? I just checked the temperature in Atlanta. I may go down there in a couple weeks. Oh, okay. It's the same thing as it is in Atlanta. Okay. Yeah, it actually was humid today for a while, and then it got nice, like right now. Hey Daisy. Daisy. Probably saw a deer, which I don't really mind, but sometime rather than enjoy a walk, she'll beat me home because she doesn't know where I'm at. I'll tell you, I'm really worried for these businesses around. You know, it's a small town, but there's always a couple businesses that do well, and one is the Dairy Queen that just sold recently. And that thing is packed all the time, huge lines. There hasn't been anybody there in the last couple days. We've got another place called the Tipsy Bear. It's been around a few years, doing really well. They're not even bothering to open for to go or anything. So, God, these people, I'm glad I don't own a business right now. I mean, I do, but I don't do anything with it. Of course, I just uploaded a video. I mean, I'm not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, but I can tell you this. I don't know where these people came from, and but there's tons of people out there, and it just seems like, that a girl, that a girl. That's my girl, good girl. It just seems like people are so interested in getting out that they're not wearing masks or I'm not 100% sure, but I've been wearing a mask like when you go in the store and stuff, and I think it's mandatory now, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Nobody's doing that either. It's like, my God, man. Oh, 35 years, okay. Yeah, it's a beautiful night right here. I think it's like 70, something like that. This poor guy just bought this golf course last year, and here I see he's been, you know, golf is a dying business. If you look at the statistics, just in roadside theme parks, you know, small ones. So it isn't like he didn't have enough to worry about already, let alone this. And the real reason I'm worried is not because I don't think it's a possibility that, hey, Davey, that people can come back and do well and persevere and all that stuff. It's the new restrictions. Like I'm in zone 4. I think it's zone 6 that opened up, so more things are open than around where I'm at. This isn't like a resort community. I mean, people do vacation here, but not like they do in the places north. And you wouldn't believe all the restrictions they've got on this stuff now. 50% capacity in the wineries, the restaurants, all these kind of things. I mean, you've got a short season in Michigan. And, you know, they make their money by, you know, being busy as hell from Memorial Day, which has been basically canceled everywhere up until Labor Day. I mean, these are huge money makers. St. Patrick, stuff like that. I had to just quit talking about it because even though it's not me, it bothers me for them. Hello, Davy. Yeah, she is the best dog ever. I was thinking that today. I happened to just go on TikTok for a second, And there's a video that just came up. I haven't watched it in a while, of a lady like stroking her horse's head. And the title of the caption is, "This is a partnership." And that's kind of like how it is with Daisy. I mean, I know it sounds crazy and everybody loves their dogs, and I've had a million dogs, but it's just how I ended up getting Daisy to begin with and how it's worked out. I mean, it's basically nonverbal communication, just stares sometimes to get her to do things. People ask me all the time, how long did it take her to train her to do this and to do that? I've never trained her to do anything. She's no problem. Smart as a whip. It's like she watches things. Yeah, Gaylord fit in that zone 6 deal. You know, if you look how it's kind of an irregular pattern. And I'd be curious how it's going up there. I mean, the only thing I worry about is, like this little drive that I just took a little while ago. It's like people aren't doing anything, precaution-wise. I mean, some people are, but most are not. I mean, where I just came from, it almost like these people are afraid of being stigmatized, that they're going to be seen with a mask on. It's so weird. Yeah, that's true, Hey, Bob. Man, I've been so damn bored, it's ridiculous, man. Big time. Oh, Quincy, Illinois. I did a ton of work around Quincy for about, 12 years. 12 years. I love that area. Northern Michigan, where I'm at, would remind you of like the rural areas in Illinois. Illinois is a huge state from, down around this Carbondale all the way up to the Wisconsin border. But lots of places out of business, not that many jobs. I mean, a good job now, it's either you're working for the government or you're working at the local gas station, Walmart, or convenience store. There's not much in between. Yeah, cats are. I've never really been a cat guy. I mean, if certain circumstances presented themselves, I mean, I almost got a cat a couple years ago. I just, they don't interest me that much. If I found a situation where a cat needed a home, I'd probably take it. But I don't like green. 25 cats neutered and spayed about 5 years ago. But I've read statistics, and I've read this more than one place, and that is that 1 in 10 wild birds' lives end by feral cats. Now, I don't know how the hell they document that. And I'm a little bit suspect of it. Not that I'm around when every cat kills every bird, but I've never seen a cat catch a bird. I've seen him try to, but I've never seen him be successful, and I'm outside all the time. So I hope that's not true. But I mean, whether cats kill birds or whether they don't, I still think the neuter spay deal was a good idea. Back in November. Man, am I glad for that. I'd never get rid. Yeah, how about you raise them? That's true. Oh, that's cool, Davey. And it's nice to experience that, a silver lining. You didn't really know that. I have friends of mine. I was just at their house Thursday night. And they're huge cat people. And I think they're neat. Vaccinated, a puncture wound through the skin that draws blood, to have that happen and get away with, basically has no choice. Puncture, Arnie? I'm not shitting you, man. I mean, like, what ticks me off is I don't get anything done either. It's the old adage, you want something done, give it to a busy person. That's no shit. I'm thinking about, as I said, going down to and it's been in my basement about a year. I was hoping I would have got rid of it by now. It just hasn't worked out that way. He's a good guy, no problem. But he will never be able to catalog this appropriately without some help. And I'd like to go down there and dick around anyway. There's a guy down at the Varsity hamburger hot dog place downtown. I don't know if you've ever No, as a matter of fact, I've got clippers for Daisy, and I do a terrible job. Her hair is hard to cut. It's like this triple coat. It's a hack job. Now, she'll bite the groomer. I got to put them and some quality clippers, professional clipper shades. So I just cut her today, actually. But if you look at her in the, it's that black hair. If you look at her in the daylight, you can see where I miss spots. And the clippers don't work very well around her feet. So I have to get some scissors, which I did today. But it's really an archaic amateur job. Daisy, you got your hair cut today, didn't you, hon? Even as a tiny little puppy, like a 6-month-old puppy, Davy's had that big, huge torso. Weird. No, I would have no problem getting her groomed, but it's just such a pain in the ass. I mean, it's the same with a vet. I just got an email from them today, and, unless I'm there and can hold her effectively, they want to muzzle her. She'll bite the hell out of people, including groomers. It was funny. They have these new programs sometimes in these vet clinics, and what they want to do is take your dog in the back room. And the reason for that is because they've been burned on owners saying, "Hey, let me hold Fido here. You'll be okay." And Fido spins around, gives them 13 stitches in their face because he slipped away from the owner. Well, that's kind of how it is with Daisy now, though I can hold her pretty good. Yeah, it's funny you should mention that because I know, I don't want to say quite a few people, but I've had this discussion with people before, and it's not uncommon for hardcore cat lovers to take their cat and get their nails clipped at a veterinarian clinic. Believe it or not, I know 2 people that are doing it now. It's $10 a deal. That's worth it. I don't know how young your cat is, but if you can somehow get him used to it. Took me 2.5 years to be able to clip Daisy's nails. Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. You got to put them in a crate, and they don't like it, and they're all jacked up when they get to the vets. And try and just work with it, and give them treats and stuff. Boy, the old spring peepers are out. Look at the sand traps all flooded. Hey, Chill. Hey, Melodic. Yeah, that's a. I haven't been in that building. I upload videos and I forget I upload them. I've got so many. I mean, I have no criteria for videotaping anything. I know that a lot of my stuff sucks and it's boring. And of course, if it wasn't for the working women interviews, we wouldn't be talking now. I get it. But I hadn't been in that bicycle place in about 6 years. I uploaded a video back in 2014. That's a cool-ass building, man. Let me tell you, I've been in plenty of them. And that ranks right up there, particularly as the sun setting in the west. That is a very neat building. There are people that are always asking me, do you know where there are any abandoned buildings I could do some photography? And I always say, no. Come on up to Westbrook. I'm at a golf course behind my house. Yep. Yeah, this guy is... Oh, thank you, Erica. Weird stuff. I know this. It's all stuff I like. Or people like request videos of little things they want. Like I did one for a guy the other day where he grew up as a kid. They used to vacation on Lucinda Drive in Lake Helen. I like doing that stuff for people. But it wasn't any big plan to like have this channel. YouTube's been very weird lately. As I say on almost every live that I do, if you guys are thinking of starting a YouTube channel or you're trying to get one going, put links to your channel on my popular videos. Because it takes forever to get subscribers. I couldn't do it again. I was lucky the first time. And if it wasn't for... Days, come here, hon. Come on. If it wasn't for Angel and Penny and some of the girls that I interviewed, or Tassie, wouldn't have a damn channel. I mean, not one that people watched. I had a lot of glitches, like more on the Studio, the Simple app. You have to go into the desktop application. It's a pain in the ass. But the bike thing, people said, are you going to go on? I thought, yeah, I'll go on. It'd be fun. Go on and talk to people. I was on there about 5 or 10 minutes. And it looked to me like I mean, there were numbers coming up, but nobody was talking, and what that usually means is people aren't getting the notices. So I just said, screw it. Yeah, can you hear these peepers? Love the sound of these peepers. Glad you got that article too, Murray. I'll tell you another thing too. I'm glad you popped on, because I've realized the mail is super slow. That took, I think, 5 days to get to you. And I've mailed other things, and as I've told you guys, I get about 100 books a month. Oh, which reminds me, you know, we've talked about these gummies and this THC, CBD, and there are some pretty significant implications if you're smoking marijuana, ingesting gummies, whatever, with certain prescription drugs. So it'll make it toxic. I mean, you'll slowly poison yourself and not realize it, particularly with blood thinners. So if you know anybody that's, you know, you think, oh, a gummy, it's legal, no problem, they don't put two and two together. And a lot of people aren't 100% honest with their physicians. The women lie about how much sex they're having, so do the men. In other words, they're not upfront with their doctors, so they're going in, the doctor's asking me, on any medications? Nope. Any illegal substances? Nope, not at all. Which, marijuana is not an illegal substance now in Michigan, but it can have extreme consequences with certain medications. Wow, hon. Wow. Yeah, it's oh good. I thought I just read the whole article, but look, I'll tell you that Bay City Times, I would actually consider a better paper to read than the Detroit News now. They have way better articles, particularly like that one. Yeah, Daisy loves it. She's loving it because it's not too hot. I like when I take her out here like this. If it's too humid, I just don't do it. She hates it. If it's hot and humid, you know, I don't really want to take her out anyway, but sometimes I want to take her out for a short walk. She'll sit down and not move. I mean, she has no problem letting you know what she wants to do or not do. Hey, Stephanie. There you go. So my plan is I want to go to Detroit next week, but then that's Memorial Day coming up. So I think I may go like Tuesday, a week from Tuesday. First of all, the cops are super active down there. Not that I'm doing anything that bad. And secondly, I just prefer being there through the week, but I may not be able to stand that long. And go down there for the weekend anyway. I've read quite a few articles on the Center Disease Control and their, oh, here's some guy's golf cover. I'll throw it up near the clubhouse. He'll be looking all over for that, wonder where he dropped it. Which is you know, pretty interesting. I got a hole in one the first time I went golfing. Can you believe it? Luckily, I was with a deacon of a church, or nobody would have believed it. Hey, BJ. Hey, baby cakes. So yeah, that's it. I had another crazy thought today of just selling my stuff and getting into a PhD program someplace and just screwing off for the rest of my life. Hopefully I wouldn't die by the time I graduated. I mean, not that I really want to do that, but business is like, it was hard before. I've started businesses from scratch 3 times. And the first one was really good. The second one was okay, and the third one was so-so. But now with this new bullshit, for the kind of stuff I did, I think that there goes Daisy after some deer. Get him, hon! Get him, hon! I think it'd be very difficult, to do an investigative company for the things that I did. I mean, I have one now, I just really don't do anything with it. Yeah, chill. Well, I was thinking about that the other day. Actually, I think it started to suck about after 35 in the sense that you're no longer naive and everything basically stays the same. What sucks is I remember having these thoughts like around 35, and I thought, God, I hope it gets better some kind of way. I mean, believe me, I know I could be drooling all over myself right now with a diaper on and be a quadriplegic, but I'm not. And if you're not, you don't experience that scenario like you would if you were in that position. So even though I know I could be doing a lot worse, that doesn't make me feel great about doing better because it hasn't happened. Yeah, I mean, I like Key West. I've flown down there a bunch of times privately and on airplanes. I think I like it. I like it. It's kind of like Mackinac Island, but I don't think I could stand it down there for like longer than a couple weeks. I mean, I wouldn't mind like being down there and owning a weightlifting gym or something like that. Just something simple. Bookstores are dead. Maybe sell hot dogs on Mallory Pier. And a guy that made an absolute killing doing that. And some simple thing like that. Oh, you know it, Joe Will. You better believe it. Oh, I lived in Florida for 5 miserable years. Even in the wintertime, I've had to go down there for business. I haven't in the last 5 years, maybe, but for a day or two. Even if it's January and it's 20 below here, I'll go down for the day. I don't even want to hang around there when it's prime time. It's just not my thing. Yeah, chill. Yeah, it's brutal. I really like Key West. I do, but I know I would get like bored there. I mean, I get bored everywhere, so I'm not blaming Key West. But I mean, you're not going to see any, other than drag shows. You're not going to see any great plays or good concerts. I mean, it is good for getting drunk if that's what you like to do, or if you're gay, it's a good place. But other than that, I just think and as much as I like dinking around with video and photography, I don't really like photography like that stuff, like beaches and water, and it just doesn't interest me for some reason. I've said before I did some modeling photography when I was in Chicago, and I got talked into it. I didn't want to do it because I had a buddy of mine that modeled, and they're having a hard time getting somebody reliable, and I absolutely hated that. You'd think, well, how could you get not like just being around models? And it's very easy, and it's not because they were bad people. It just was boring. I'll tell you who I met, Ashton Kutcher, before he was famous. He was down there. I used to see him all the time. Yeah, I've thought about something like that. That sounds interesting. And if there were 2,500 people like you living in an area, it'd be great. But when it comes down to it, there's a lot of things that people think they like and will think that they're going to involve themselves in. But when it comes right down to it, online, Amazon. I did see an article the other day about some outfit that's come up that's actually putting a dent in Amazon's book business. They own Abe Books, and it's some kind of restructured revenue sharing deal. This way, hon. Some kind of structured revenue deal, and it's doing well. I wish the best to them. Man, I was lucky. In my life, it seems like I've caught the tail end of everything good. Getting a pilot's license, owning your own plane, being self-employed, getting good jobs right out of high school, antique stores all over the place, eBay when it first started out. And now it's like, now what? Yeah, it's funny. I was downtown at the Starbucks around the corner from where I lived in Chicago. It felt so stupid. The reason that I got sucked into it's because I didn't realize Ozzy Osbourne was only 4 feet tall. So we're standing in line, and Ozzy Osbourne's in front of me, and his drummer, bald guy, kind of tall. And I said, God, you look like Ozzy Osbourne. And as soon as he said, do I really? I knew it was Ozzy Osbourne. Like, end of conversation. But I couldn't believe how short he was. Is. Gene Simmons seems like a real asshole. I couldn't listen to that guy for 5 minutes. Look at these big old pine trees. I bet this baby's 100 years old. Most of them end up getting chopped down unless you go to Heartwood Pines. Mari, have you ever been to Heartwood Pines after a nice snow? Absolutely stunningly beautiful. Really nice. Hey Miranda, how you doing? How come you never called back? I'll be coming down there next week, by the way. You guys know Miranda, the girl I've interviewed down there, lives near Gerald and Maddie. Yeah, I thought Ozzy was, I mean, really a top upper echelon rocker for sure. Oh, you were tired? Okay. How's it going down there? I'm in the old West Branch, Michigan stroll. How you like it? Did Poncho's open back up? Somebody told me they were opening up part-time, but when I was down there about a week ago, they were closed, and that was on a Friday or Saturday. Oh, good for you, Miranda. That's good. Now, are you and Chuck still together, or is that on again, off again? Yeah, yep, no, Ozzy's not doing too well. I know a guy that was a roadie like 20 years ago, and they were using a teleprompter for him way back then. Oh, Lincoln Park. That's a nice place, Lincoln Park. Go over and get tacos at that Taco Taqueria on Allen Road between Southfield and Outer Drive. Excellent. Get their carne asada fries. Good for you. Oh, that's cool, HC. Yeah, good for you, Miranda. I'm glad you're doing well. Yeah, M80s, man. It's lucky I have all my fingers. That's all we did was throw M80s and cherry bombs around when I was a kid. I think of my parents back then. I knew they were a couple degenerates, but, you know, I had extra fuses, and I was blowing up everything from like 10 years old all the way until I got out of there at 21. Man, if I had a kid and he had an M80, it'd be the last one he ever saw. And there were close calls, but thank God I never lost my eyes or my fingers. I see that one newscaster, Weatherman in Detroit, lost an eye to fireworks a couple years ago. Yeah, she did go to rehab, I guess. Miranda, did you go to rehab or did you just quit cold turkey? Good for you. I can remember one time my dad hit me in the eye, right above the eye with a sparkler. He was drunk, and he was like waving it, and it hit like right above like my eye. Man, if that had been an inch lower, it'd have been a different story. Oh, okay, that'll do it. Yep, yep. I've heard those stories before. Now, did they give you any kind of step down program when you were in jail? And did you get convicted, or are you still going to trial on that? Yeah, it happens. That does happen. So good for you. Silver lining. Oh, the ticks. Yeah, I do. I watch Daisy for them. Yeah, I do. Yep. There's a duck or a goose or something out there swimming around. There's something big though, I'll tell you that. Might be a muskrat or something. See, the mosquitoes are starting to come out too. What the hell is that thing over there? See it swimming? I'd say it's a muskrat or something because it's just going in a beeline. Nah, it's actually a couple of duck type things. Too dark to tell what they are. They must be not around people because they're getting on the other side of that as quick as they can. They don't want any human interaction. Speaking of that, they've done some pretty good studies on migration of black bears. There's some that cause trouble down in the southwest corner of Michigan, down around Buffalo, west of Kalamazoo. They put trackers on them. They were surprised at the amount of effort black bears go to avoid contact with human beings, and they found that out through using these trackers. I thought it was pretty interesting. And they basically crawl through swamps all the way up to the Mackinac. It's crazy. Oh, okay. Yep, no ticks in the desert. Yeah, I don't think when they break off it's that big a deal. I've had it happen before. There goes a big milk tanker. Well, those guys are working for nothing too. These big, huge mega farms. They're so deep into debt they can't afford to. Nobody will buy it. What are you going to do? I mean, you're losing your ass. You're 60 years old. Where are you going to get a job? I mean, they're screwed. Feel bad for them. Yeah, Daisy. But normally, prior to this COVID bullshit, this golf course restaurant would be really doing well on a Saturday night. And, it's already, I don't even think they opened the restaurant. And the reason for it is one of the big things now is, it's not worth being open. Waitresses aren't making any money. Waiters aren't making any money. Bartenders. So even though you could get away with it legally, not quite yet, but next week, financially it doesn't make any sense. Now, if you're a to-go place, the little coffee thing that's in the bank parking lot, I think they're making more money than they ever have. So it's the local butcher shop. But everybody else is losing their ass. Oh, that's interesting, Maury. Huh? No kidding, huh? Yeah, they won't bother you. Even if they've got babies, they try to get the hell away from you. I mean, I'm not saying you got to keep your eye out for them. Daisy doesn't really run through the thick woods much. Not that you have to do that to get a tick. She's in this low stuff. That high grass is where they get a lot of them. Yeah, I go there pretty much every day. I lost my damn punch card. Girls are always really friendly and nice. I like going there. I may quit drinking caffeine though. I mean, I like having a nice coffee, but I drink one of those lattes in the morning. I think that's 2 or 3 shots of espresso. I just researched that today, actually. And as you age, as it turns out, cytochrome P450 metabolizes caffeine much less effectively, and the outcome of that is sensitivity to it. And I think I'm getting there. And I am one on edge son of a bitch the last couple years drinking caffeine. I drank it all my whole life. But if it's gonna, result in that kind of crazy behavior, I think I'm gonna have to quit. Yeah, yeah, I know it. I read about it. I know it's better. I got 14,000 bags of it from 1965 in my cupboard. I mean, it's got to have, I've got to bang my head in the cupboard door, and when I lift it up to rub it, I see a tea bag. Then I'll maybe put a tea on. But I just don't like it that much. Yeah, most coyotes though, they're really skittish, and unless they're in an area where there's absolutely no food, you don't need to worry about that. I actually read a couple studies that said, like, when dogs get loose, people camping and stuff like that, that the smell of a domestic animal will turn wildlife away. They'll get a whiff of that and get the hell out of there because they're not sure what it is. I mean, I don't think I'd test the waters on that, but it isn't as bad as you'd think. I mean, there's got some pretty interesting YouTubes where coyotes come out and try and get dogs on chains. But those are places that have basically run out of food. And, there is going to be a certain point where, they get closer and closer to civilization. But watch some of those videos on YouTube where coyotes try to get pets that are chained up. It's funny as hell to watch some of the other animals in the house come and protect them. No, you don't see much of them because we've got this moratorium and you're not supposed to be down there. And the last thing I need to do is be interviewing someone during a city recognized as one of the top areas for transmission. So that's why. That's the only reason why. Now, I mean, some of them are clean. Actually, Miranda was on here just a few minutes ago. But basically, it's just I can't do it now. It's been about 2 months. I mean, I'm going to though, like next week, but that's why. Oh, Daisy's super strong. Daisy can actually hang off a towel. She's got super big jaw muscles and real muscular legs. Look how her legs in the front are way wider than the back. I think she's a pit bull Lhasa miss. Maybe not, but that'd be a good guess. Yeah, she's a super strong dog. If she gets something in her mouth, you can forget about getting it away from her. Yeah, but up here, I mean, the eagles can eat whenever they want. They're not stupid. They're not going to lock horns with something they're unfamiliar with. When there's, they can eat when there's food's plentiful. It's usually the golden eagle that does that kind of stuff too. Most dogs, even a Chihuahua, I think a bald eagle is not going to mess with it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's a really cool dog. She's an eye-looking dog. Real bow-legged in the front, big chest, super thick torso. Only downside to Daisy, and I've had this happen twice, and both times it happened, it was because I went down the wrong way in an unmarked trail. And, she's got a very long torso. She'll actually get back spasms to where I have to take her to the vet. She'll have to get a shot and medication. I tried everything. Heat, rest, whirlpool, stuff like that. No, it requires a trip to the vet because I need that sub-Q shot. I'm not going to just do it with ingestibles. So I was avoiding them then too. I just got lost. If that happens now, I'll pick her up when, we've been walking for over about 40 minutes. Hey, Superwoman. Yeah, super good dog. I'll give you an example. It doesn't sound like, it's like the smartest dog in the world, but when I go to McDonald's, I pull up to the thing to pay, the first window. She gets over on the other seat. Get up, how you doing? Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, yes.
Uh-oh.
I'm recording, by the way, so don't say anything bad. How you doing?
Good, you?
Good. Hey, good luck to you, man. I was just talking about you.
Yeah, we're hanging. Hey.
Good. I hope things pick up for you.
Hey, come here.
Is it okay today?
It's been fine.
Good.
I gotta be honest. I've cut the overhead and
Good for you,
put
man.
money in the bank. So
Are ya?
surprisingly, well, the weird thing is, when she extended the stay home,
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt me because everybody's making $960 a week. They're not going to work, and they're coming here golfing.
So
it's crazy.
Good for you.
Yeah,
That's the
well-
exact opposite of what I thought.
Yeah, well, I'm not paying that. So I paid. We were talking about that. Kitchen staff probably cost me $4,000 a week.
Oh, I know.
So I don't have that. And
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Now, so you opening next weekend?
No,
You're not?
that restaurant might not be open for a long time.
Seriously?
Well, here's what the deal is. The restaurant association doesn't get it. So they say, hurry up and open up. You got to open up, and we'll do 50% capacity.
No, I know.
I can't pay my bills at 50%.
I was just
capacity.
mentioning that to these people.
Yeah.
50% capacity.
Doesn't
The
do-
the
doesn't do it.
wineries, Traverse City,
Yep.
same problem.
They're all screwed unless you
They are.
didn't do the 50%, and a lot of them are lying and letting it go. Now the other issue that I was talking about is I don't want to be open because of that. Nobody's going to come back to work because they're getting the $9.62. The other thing is ground chuck's $7 a pound. I can't get $21 for a burger.
No, yeah, I do. I never thought of that.
So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, but we're
good for you, man. I'm happy for you. I was hoping I'd run into you.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, no,
You
I've
look
been looking.
good.
I
You're
walked
doing
by
good.
there. Yeah, good for you. Well, I keep an eye on it for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So things are going good. Like I did all the carts today. You
If
just got to do what you have to do.
If you need any videos or anything for a website, I told you I wouldn't charge you for
Appreciate
them.
it.
Let me know.
Hey, do you know how to build websites?
Yeah.
So here's what the deal is, and I'll find out pretty soon. I have a website, and I emailed my girl that did it, and she hasn't responded to me, and I don't even know if she's alive.
Yeah.
And what I do is I pay her for my web address, and, and she hosts it, but that's bullshit.
It
Because
is. No, don't do that.
So
They got you by the balls.
right, but I might change my instead of West Branch CC
No,
Dine.
if you do that, let me know. I know how to do all of that. I wouldn't
and
charge
we can
you.
buy it, and then I own it.
You own anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll upload your own everything, your own password.
And the way people are doing websites right now, they're only about.
It's not like the old days.
They're like 3 screens.
Yeah,
man.
you don't want
There's
Flash.
you
You don't want somebody to get on there and have to take a half hour to figure out if you're open.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And like back in the day when I started doing this, is all in Macromedia, Flash. Now, any website you see, it's literally 3 or 4 screens. That's
Flash
it.
takes up too much space. If you're on a phone, it's slow.
Yep.
It's kind of died out.
The only thing that works for me, and there might be another technology right now, but I do have Constant Contact buried within my website so they can submit questions to me and stuff when I get them. But
no, I know how to do all that bullshit.
Oh, appreciate it.
And I've got a lot of good winter and summer and spring photos and video of this place already.
Awesome. We should talk.
Yeah, okay.
Let me get my feet under me.
Yeah, good luck.
It's time for me to kind of own it.
Yeah.
So the other thing too is, if I have to make a change or anything, I have to go through her a little bit. There's some tables in there.
Right. Yeah, I get
and
it. No, I would start all over.
Oh, I got to get a new address.
It's going to be like pulling teeth getting away from a host.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to kill it.
No, yeah.
And that's it.
No, it's so super easy now.
And then what I'm thinking about too, like I'd like to do is, I'm kind of redoing my house in a way. I'm reconfiguring it.
Yeah, I noticed. I walked by there today. It looks like that porch is sagging a little.
It is, and it needs to be redone. But I think what I'm going to do is, so they need to put new wood on there, build it up. But we're looking at a house out on Lake Ogama right now.
Oh, okay.
And it's a lot smaller, but I don't think I'm going to sell it. I think I'm going to lease it to the golfers on the weekends. So I'd like to have that on my website because I can put 20 people in there. I can get like $12.50 a night.
I don't blame you.
You know?
Yeah.
And my payment's only $1,100. You know,
good for you.
So you doing good?
Yep.
Good.
A lot of
I
lesbians.
miss seeing you, man. There's nothing going on.
I know,
right?
it sucks, man. I'm going crazy.
Oh God, I've already been crazy, but now look at. I gained weight because she's baking and doing everything.
Yeah, it's all right, man.
There's nothing to do.
I tell people all the time we could be quadriplegics. We're lucky.
Listen, whenever you're...
Yeah, it's no shit, man. You know that?
I would say as a business owner, I'm supposed to be like a conservative Republican, right? That's the stereotype. I get why we had to be shut down.
I do too.
Right? And if it happened to you and your family, you'd understand it. What I didn't get, and it would be renters, mortgage holders, businesses. 2 weeks into this, they're saying I'm fucked. Well, I hate to tell you, your business is probably a turd anyways if you didn't have any money in the bank.
Right.
Nobody wants to spend it, but when you can't make your lease payment...
Yep. You know what I'm a little bit surprised at, though? The Dairy Queen isn't busy.
Oh, it's packed.
Yeah. I was there last night, went by there, and just now,
okay, so
nobody.
I've been driving by kind of like
so you saw it busy.
Late afternoon. It goes all the way around.
Oh, that's good.
Out
Good.
the street. But somebody just bought it.
I know, Cardis's.
Yeah, but
Well, they were losing their ass selling.
how much?
They were losing their ass selling milk.
Well, you know how much ice cream you got to sell to pay
I know.
a $1 million note? If that's what they paid, that should be.
But
the
let me tell you,
ballpark
if you ever
number.
look at the profit margin on Dairy Queen,
Yeah. And the other thing is, because I looked at it, we were going to buy
I thought they wanted 800 grand for it.
No, it was more than that. I was going to buy it, and he wanted 1.2. Me and my cousins were going to buy it. The great thing about that is he's under some old franchise agreement
Where he doesn't have to have dine-in.
Yep, and
Right.
he doesn't pay. He gets the cheaper rate.
No,
for
he
his
does.
mix.
Yeah.
So they'll be good over there.
Yeah, good for them,
But,
man.
yeah, this whole 50%,
No.
you can't do it.
Bullshit.
You know, I just got to get to this time next year. That's what
No, I
have
know.
to do.
Well, I promise you, I'll pay $25 for one of your hamburgers if I have to.
They're not that good.
All right, man. Hey, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, thanks.
And let me know on that web stuff.
Yeah, you hold you because I just got to get my feet under me, but I know I got to hold.
So that is the owner of the, come on, hon, of the golf course I was telling you about. So he's given me permission here, actually when he was managing it, not owning it, to like basically take Daisy wherever. Come on, hon. It's a nice arrangement. He's a good guy. It's the first time I've seen him in probably over a year. Here I am out in the middle of a closed golf course, and he's plugging in the carts for tomorrow morning and says he's doing well. Hey, May, how you doing? How are you doing, May? Are you getting out of your doldrums? Are you doing a bit better? A lot of people have been missing you on here. Superwoman. Yep. I picked out the wedding site for the wedding Tiffy and I are going to have, and you don't need to thank me extra. But I'm adding a transgender bathroom. Come here, Days. Come here, hon. Come here, hon. See what I mean? She stops. Believe it or not, these golf courts, not all of them are electric. Some of them burn fuel, believe it or not. I mean, you 9,000 miles to a gallon, but he's going to gas it up right now. Your flower girl? Absolutely. Yeah, we want this wedding to just reek being progressive. I'm gonna see if I can get Mari to do an Indian dance. And then if we're not getting the reaction we're looking for, maybe the Irish jig. Oh, okay, man, great. Okay, sure. Hey, Ange, how you doing? Told you they missed you, May. Come on, hon. Come on, girl. See you later. I can turn it off.
Yeah, do it real quick. I'll tell you, you'll get a kick out
Let me.
of it.
I'll come right back on. Hold on.